Hey guys, just making a late night video. I was going to do this tomorrow, but I picked up an extra shift at work, so it'll be kind of a cram to do it tomorrow, so I'm just going to do a somewhat of a version of what I wanted to talk about tonight. So I watched True Slayer's video, and I just watched Monoxide's kind of response to this. And I just want to, at least within the time I have, to give my 2 cents on it. When I listen to Meltzer's commentary and he's saying buy rates are significantly below 10,000. 10,000 is shit already. Like even if they got 10,000, that sucks. That's a terrible number. That's, well, that's like 1-ish% of their audience on TV from Monday night. We're talking about TNAid, sorry. No, whatever. That's less than 1%. Even 10,000 is less than 1% of what they're doing on TV. That's not good. How bad is it when... How can a television show, and as bad as some of TNA's pay-per-views are, I'll take them over the TVs a lot. But how you have this crazy whack job TV show that can draw 1 million people plus, and you can only get 10,000 people at the most to buy your pay-per-view. I mean, dear Lord, I think it was, Angle and Joe at Lockdown 08, even one of their highest drawing pay-per-views ever, 55,000, that's still not 10%. That's still not 10% of their audience. Or even in April of 08, that wasn't 10% of their TV audience. That's about 5.5%. That's bad. That's not very good. TNAid made money off that pay-per-view. They don't need a ginormous amount of buys to have a pay-per-view be profitable. I've heard numbers anywhere between I've heard 14,000 or more and they'll make a profit, or 16,000 or more they'll make a profit, 20,000 or more they make a profit. A bunch of different numbers, but say in that general area. Don't mind the train. I've been living with it for years. You guys can deal with it too. So yeah, if they're gonna get a 50,000 buy or whatever freaking Sting's pay-per-view debut did, I think that's the biggest ever, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But yeah, they're just so triumphant about, we got 55,000 buys. Congrats, TNAid, you made a damn profit. And it's good when you make a profit. But, first of all, the show, that's not a high of a buy as you could be getting, or you really should be getting, to make it look like, your TV audience is parlaying into pay-per-view audience. Even bad, even underhyped, throwaway WWE pay-per-views, can get, a good percentage of their audience, and not only get a pay-per-view that ekes out a profit, it definitely makes a profit, by far. And TNA is just, they're holding these weird standards for themselves. It's just they can't just look at the physical numbers and realize, shit, where are we going with this? They should have been seeing this. TNA pay-per-views had more buys on average in 05, the summer without syndication, as I like to call it, because I like to think of catchy things, catchy names. Yeah, that was a really homosexual wink right there. But yeah, because, they were getting all these buys, and I think the key to TNA for pay-per-view buys, if people aren't automatically going to buy it because of your TV, maybe people buy it because, I don't know, it's a great fucking pay-per-view. I mean, I think right in the heart of TNA not having TV was No Surrender 05, which is a personal favorite of mine, because I think that's a very well-rounded card. I mean, you get, I think it was, Joe Sabin, Styles Waltman. Waltman could really work. I think Waltman's a fantastic worker. If he just, even when he came in this year, he was still a good worker. If he, when he wanted to. Helps. But then again, Scott Hall's a good worker if he wanted to, and look at what the fuck he's doing. Actually, he's in the hospital. That was kind of mean. Sorry. But yeah, TNA's gotta think, okay, we're getting these weird, we may not get the best pay-per-view buys, but look at the stuff we're getting on, replays. The buys on our replays are these weird, good numbers. And maybe they're thinking, hey, as long as we just have a good pay-per-view product, a good in-ring product, a good, I loved TNA 2005 so much. It was a good in-ring product, a different in-ring product, and, I guess overall product from WWE. Then again, every product is different from WWE if you don't have their budget. And it just felt different. It was unique, and yes, it won over the smart fans, a lot, who looked at in-ring product a lot. And look at where all those smart fans now, they're looking at ROH, and, PWG, and, yeah, Chikara. Chikara is basically more of a known thing. Chikara doesn't always worry about putting on the best match. That's a different video. Sorry. Yeah, and TNA, just bad pay-per-view numbers. Awful. Not even close to making a profit on the last two. If those numbers are true, that they're not even in the 10,000, not even in the same boat as 10,000 buys, that's. And everyone was getting excited, I think '08. I think '08, we finally cut a profit that year. And I don't know if '09, no reports of it, if '09 was a profitable year. I think, pay-per-view buys were still going down pretty bad then. And, although I wish we could find out the pay-per-view buys for Turning Point 09. A fantastic pay-per-view that everyone on YouTube, who still cared about TNA a little bit, tried to buy, because the double main event was ballin', and the opener was quite good, and the tag match was good, and the Derek Kong match was good, and even the stuff that was bad was, even the knockout 6-woman was pretty bad, and Lashley Steiner was funny. It was really funny. See, TNA can put on those pay-per-views. It's not a matter of we're not 2005 TNA anymore. We're current TNA. Really? You know how many guys you have? All those guys. You have all those guys on your roster. Use them. Have great pay-per-views, and then have weird replay numbers, and have weird critical acclaim, and talk on the internet. That gets your damn buys. Even if your pay-per-view initially does less than 10,000, maybe if you put on a good pay-per-view, it'll maybe get a little bit closer to 10,000 because people will care enough to buy it. Okay, I'm done. I'm running out of time. I rambled too much. Okay. DoubleCrossKing, stay classy.